Hi, my name is Ben Thorp Brown, and I'm an artist from New York working in video installation and sculpture. With the support of a Creative Capital Award, I've been creating a project called the Arcadia Center. In much of my work, I develop fantastical worlds as a form of social critique, and like many of my projects, I'm looking at relationships between the environment, architecture, and psychology. In this project, I'm addressing one of the most central, but perhaps fragile mechanisms of our social life, our capacity for empathy. For many years, I've been watching us fail to live together, and I found myself asking many questions. How can we change how we live together? What allows us to care for one another? And what happens to empathy in moments of great social and environmental distress? The Arcadia Center is an imagined institution for people to develop their empathic capacities with one another and the larger natural world. Inspired by world-building tactics of science fiction, I've produced a body of work that hovers between the familiar and uncanny and includes a participatory workshop, furniture, a series of sculptures, and a film installation called Cura. The Arcadia Center's first chapter was presented in the summer and fall of 2019 at the Jus de Paume, CAPC Bordeaux, and Museo Amparo. This series of shows was an amazing opportunity for me as an artist, as it was my first commission, my first institutional solo shows in Europe and Mexico, and also my first opportunity to make a catalog for an exhibition. Some of the work was included in the 2020 Istanbul Biennial. I'll do the next slide. And just last week, I was able to open 2 exhibitions of this work in Belgium, one of which was in a former monastery. In the film Cura, the protagonist is a giant sulcata tortoise who speaks and sings in the first person plural and lives in a Richard Neutra house in Los Angeles. Expanding upon a Roman creation myth where the practice of care itself is central to the origin story of humanity, Cura comes back to Earth and delivers their message. The voice of Cura was performed by renowned vocalist Joan LaBarbera, and when exhibited, the viewer's body vibrates with what Cura has to say. I also designed and produced 2 participatory aspects of this project. One was a guided empathy training exercise inspired by research into how doctors and nurses are trained to maintain the empathic care of patients. The other was a series of sculptures that function as a shrine for care, resilience, and survival. I'm currently developing a new chapter of the Arcadia Center that will take the form of a garden. Through landscape design, ceramic sculpture, and a sound installation, the garden will be an immersive setting for an experience that shifts and unfolds over time. I'm planning to open this garden in the spring of 2022 as a follow-up to my current show in Belgium. My work has recently been presented in Europe, and I think many in my community here in the US haven't gotten to see this work. I made this work in response to so much going on in America and in my own life over the past few years, and I'm really looking forward to sharing this with people here in the US. So I know some of the people here are in a position to develop exhibitions, and I'd love to share more and talk to you. But also, if anyone has any thoughts or experience with presenting this work and its next chapter in a wonderfully unique architecture or environment, I'd be curious to hear ideas. And finally, I'm interested in having conversations with landscape designers and gardeners in case anyone has contacts they might recommend. Thank you all, and now I'm going to introduce you to my singing tortoise, Cura.
In the beginning, you were clay. We formed you. We made you a body. We breathed life into you. We cared for you. desire.